Populations, care of families. The U.S. population included 78.8 million family households according to the 2010 census. Care of family provides information about health status and needs of the general population. Programs designed to address overall health needs of the population often focus on the family. There are three theories on family. We will go over each of these three theories. Systems. The family is viewed as an open system, which means the health of the family as a unit is influenced by interaction among members and between the family system and larger outside systems. The basic concepts are derived from biologist Ludwig van Bertalanffy's general systems theory. There are four assumptions that underline the systems theory. They are that elements within a system are interconnected. The focus is on the interactions among various elements. System interacts with its environment. Its effects on this interaction are reciprocal. A system must be considered whole. A system is not a real entity, but a model or depiction of how a family functions. A system is also composed of several subsystems. Systems are hierarchical in nature. There are three possible family subsystems. There is the marital or couple, the parent-child, and the sibling. Another concept of systems is the suprasystem. This is defined as an environment in which given systems function. Whatever affects one portion of a system will affect other portions because of their interdependence. All systems have boundaries, what part of the system and what is not, and mutual goals. Mutual goals are maintenance and steady state, morphostasis, or system growth in response to change, morphogenesis. Feedback is another important systems concept. Nurses use theories to identify the component subsystem within the family and assess the quality of the interaction. Family stage is a period in time in which the structure of the family and/or interactions, role relationships, are markedly different from those in other time periods. Each stage is accompanied by transitions to which the family must adapt. The family needs to negotiate changes and responds by reevaluating goals. Initial theories developed by authors such as Duval and Miller, 1990, posited that there's a set of universal stages through which families progress. These stages are beginning family or marital relationship, early childbearing, family with preschool children, family with school-age children, family with adolescents, launching center, family of middle years, family in retirement and old age. All transitions require adaptation and renegotiation of member roles. Also keep in mind that each stage is defined by the oldest child in the family. So for instance, I will have a daughter who will graduate her senior year 2017 and a son who is just starting freshman. So I have a family with adolescents. Now, next year at this time, I will be a launching center as my oldest child will then be leaving for college. Where's your family in this? Are you an early childbearing? Or do you have a family with school-age children? Or are you a family of middle years? Adaptation and the levels of change in these stages occur at one of three levels of change. Level 1 is change is internal to the family and doesn't affect a change in the family structure. Level 2 is the resultant change in the actual structure of the family. And level 3 is the change involves transformation or a shift in paradigms in the basic beliefs and assumptions about life. Here the nurses focus care on identifying the transitions being experienced by the families, the success of family adaptation to changing circumstances, and intervening to promote successful transitions. Symbolic interactionism views the family as a group of interacting individuals who interact with shape and role and personalities of its members. It focuses on the interaction processes among family members and considers the roles performed by each member and ways the roles are defined and shaped through the family interactions. The major focus on this is socialization. Socialization is defined as a reciprocal process that affects the self-concepts of family members. The key principles of symbolic interaction is symbolic. This is defined as a process of giving meaning to symbols and words as a result of interactions with others. Acting. One's actions is then dependent upon the meaning as one ascribes to a particular symbol or word. For instance, mother. Roles. The rights and duties attached to any given social position. Characters of a relationship may affect one's role, such as a stepmom or stepchildren, marital versus blood relations. Here, the community health nurse must examine the family members' roles and meanings and expectations related to these roles, and how they shape the interactions among the family members. Next, we will discuss the definition of family and the types of families that have changed in the recent years. Family is defined as a social system consisting of two or more people who define themselves as a family and work collectively to meet the members' needs. Clark, 2015, page 31. There are many family types. Nuclear family is the adult couple with biological or adopted children. Extended family are two or more adults from different generations living in the same household. Single-parent families is one adult and one or more children living in the same household. This is the fastest growing family form in North America. Grand families. These are families in which grandparents are raising their grandchildren. They may take any one of the three family forms already discussed. Blended families, or also known as stepfamilies, are composed of heterosexual or same-sex couples, one or both of whom have been involved in a prior relationship and have children from these prior relationships. The childless family is an adult couple who have never had children or who live apart from children. The community health nurse must examine epidemiology factors that influence the family health status and use the nursing process. We start with the biological determinants. The physical status of each family member affects how the family functions and how the members relate to one another. The genogram is a diagram of a family tree incorporating information regarding family members and their relationship over at least 3 generations. Genograms help identify repeating patterns in families and areas for potential interventions. One of your assignments this week is to draw your genogram for your family with you as the center. Psychological determinants are the communication patterns are both verbal and nonverbal, symmetrical and complementary, the feeling and tone. The nurse should be aware of the dysfunctional communication patterns between family members. Here, an ecomap is helpful. An ecomap is a visual representation of relationships within and outside of the family. The second part of your assignment for this week is to draw a family ecomap. Along with psychological determinants, each family has defense mechanisms. Denial, it's ignoring threat provocation aspects of a situation or changing the meaning of the situation to make it less threatening. Rationalization, giving a good or rational excuse, but not the real reason for responding to a situation with a particular behavior. Selective inattention, attending to only those aspects of the situation that don't cause distress or pain. Isolation, separating emotion from content in a situation so one can deal objectively with otherwise threatening or emotional overwhelming conditions. Intellectualization, intellectualization is focusing on the abstract, technical, or logical aspects of a threatening situation to insulate oneself from painful emotions generated by the situation. Projection, attributing one's own motivation to other people. Part of the psychological determinant is also child rearing and the discipline practices. First, you have to be able to define the family goals. The family goals will vary with each developmental stage. Also impacted is the presence of mental illness. This affects the individual and the family members. Also, how the family crisis, what is their exposure to stress, and the resilience and hardiness to that stress.